before that we have a nice school called Shoma. And it's also in a very beautiful village called Kasandi. When I said beautiful place called Kasandi, you guys laughed. Why? Eh? I was telling people that I was with earlier on over there, that you guys are despising Kasandi, but we are big. Eh? We have two people from Kasanje. Eh? I'm seeing many of you are putting on AC Milan jerseys. We have two people from Kasanje. One is playing for AC Milan, and another one is playing for Juventus. Can you imagine? Football, yes. You can't believe that? Yes. They're from here, and their father is Swedish, and their mother is Ugandan, and their home is here, but they are playing football from, So some of you are still dissing our village. It's up to you. Anyway, we are very glad to be here again, and greetings from Aruka House, Uganda. We love Shoma, we love you guys. We enjoy every time we come to share and learn from you guys as well. Today I've come with my team. I'll just ask them to just come, all of you. We introduce ourselves, then we can pick it up from there. Great. I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. They'll tell us who they are and what they do. What else do you want to know about them? Yes? Sorry? Their names. Their lives. You want to know their lives? Someone else? What would you want to know about them that they should, for just now for the introduction, that you'd want to hear? Their name, their lives, they will share their lives later, right? The names, age. Teams they support, Yes? Okay, then your name, the team you support, and your age. That's all? Yeah. For now? If I see any one of you asking me my age, we shall fight. I'm kidding.
Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. Yeah, my name is Segawa Ronald Jagenda Joseph. I'm an Arsenal fan. And I'm 23 years old. Thank you.
Praise God, everyone. My name is John Joshua Kimara. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a Liverpool fan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kutesa Lydia. I'm a Gen Z. Yes, I won't mention my name. I'm a Gen Z, so just know around that bracket. Yes, I'm a Man City fan. I read up cloud, so don't ask me who are the players in Man City. I don't know. I only know Haaland.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tinamas Godfrey. I'm 25 years. People are surprised, right? Yes, I'm 25 years and I'm an Arsenal fan.
You guys just have noise. Arsenal fans. They just have noise. Yeah? All right, let's clap for them. As they get to sit, we'll be getting to hear from them. Me, I've not changed my mind. I'm still a Man U fan. Don't worry, for us, we win when we want. Yes, for us, we win when we want. And when we do not want, we don't. Man U fans are blind fans. Hey, You must be a noisy neighbor, right?
Yeah, broke pan.
All right, so we are glad to be here again, and our message hasn't changed. We are Aruka House, Uganda. Oh, yes, I think my age doubles some of these guys' age, so yeah. Sorry? 46. 50. Yes? Don't make me. I know I'm old, but you don't have to tell me, yeah? Then I'm kidding. I'm 40. I'm making 42. Yeah. Hey. And I'm glad, I'm very happy that God has given me those few years as of now, because my age is going to be times 2 and some few other 10 years. So yeah, by the time I go back home, I should be about 100, yeah? I won't be stressing many people by then. Yeah, we thank God that we're here, and we are continuing to carry the message that God has given us as Aruka, of bringing hope to the nations and restoring lives, working with people, and we have seen God do that. For those, how many of you have, it's your first time to see me? Anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Awesome. So my name is Bernard Ngoboka. There's a part that confuses me these days when I'm introducing myself. So in school, I did biomedical engineering. That was my first training. Then I did social and health systems management. Then I did child and adolescent mental health. Then now I'm doing counseling in behavioral sciences. I've also done a specialty in addiction treatment. It's called UTC, Universal Training Curriculum. It's a curriculum that helps people. We help people that are dealing with addictions and mental health. And for some of you guys who have been at Aruka, you've had some amazing stories, yeah? Of recovery, people that the Lord has touched, and people that the Lord is transforming. I also walked that journey of drugs and alcohol, and when Joshua was introducing himself and he said he's 21, yeah, by the time he was born, I was drinking. And by the grace of God, I've been sober now 21 years, and I've started my 22nd year. And this is to let us know, even with our family members, the people that we know, our cousins, our sisters and brothers, our aunties, our uncles, and even our parents that could be hooked in drugs and alcohol, I want to tell you that there is hope. If I can be clean from that field for 21 years, anyone can come out of it. Yeah? Then later on, I went and I picked a lot of interest in addiction therapy. And I think that's why I want to dedicate the rest of my life. Even if it is studying or research or anything in that area, I think it is what I would want to do in my life. We work with people that have had these challenges. Yeah? I remember when we were here, we talked about some addictions, right? We can do a recap. If someone mentioned the word addiction, what comes to your mind? If someone mentions addiction, what comes to your mind? By show of hands? Yes? By all you guys. The other thing that I didn't tell, I mentioned it last time, I also teach. I teach students who are doing biomedical engineering. So, the nature of us teachers is that we know people that have answers. Even when they don't put their hands up. Me, I will pick you and you give us the answer, right? Because I know you know the answer. Yeah? Anyone? Before I randomly pick? Yes. No, let's first start from what is an addiction? If someone mentions the word addiction, what comes to your mind? Yes? An obsession? Okay, someone can add something to that. An obsession? Let's add a few. Yes? You depend on it? Something that you overdo. Like if you come and overpray. You can't stop yourself from praying. Something you overdo and you can't stop. Okay, now just yes. You're stuck with it. Once you enter, once you start doing it, you can't stop doing it. Yes. Thank you. Someone else? Yes, from the VIP section here. Something that you can't live without doing. Yes, sir. Something you have a hard time breaking from. Yes? Someone else? Okay, can I add another word there? Compulsive. Has anyone heard of that word, compulsive? Yes? If something is compulsive, what does that mean? No? Yes. Say. It's a must. If someone mentions that word, compulsive, what comes to mind? Say? Risk. Someone else? Compulsive. Then, Rodney, when someone mentions the word compulsive, what comes to mind? Without mind? Okay. When someone mentions the word compulsive, what do you get? Good. Compulsive. Like it must be it. Yeah? Even when I'm explaining it and you hear the English, like, Now, I want to add something. Irrespective of its negative consequences. Yeah? If you're addicted to something, like even if you know that this thing has consequences over your life, you try to break it, and so many times you fail to break it. Yeah? Now I think everyone has an idea about what an addiction is, right? Can we share some examples of addictions? Yes? Examples? Yes? Sorry? Biting nails. Some people get addicted to biting nails. Yes? Gaming. Good. Someone else? Drugs. Okay? Alcohol. Masturbation. That called for blood of Jesus. What happened? Yes, masturbation. Sorry? Social media. How many of us are addicted to social media? Here we don't judge. Yes? If you're addicted to social media. Thank you for being honest. And those of you who are not, and you know, God is seeing you. So, yes, social media, someone else? Stealing, killing. Like some people are addicted to killing. Lying. They lie and forget that they have lied. Abusing. Betting. Good. Sorry? Food. Some people eat as if they're hired. Here we don't name people. The ones we are talking about are not here. Okay. Someone else? Any other addiction, you know? So, okay, we can class all this. Porn, watching porn. No, I'm not saying that this is watching porn. No, that's not what I meant, Mama. Someone else? Any other addiction? So in addiction, we look at one, some addictions are behavioral, others are substances. So you've mentioned about drugs, alcohol, those are substances. And then the behaviors. That's what we mentioned, pornography, masturbation, betting, social media, yes, gaming, football and the rest. But there are other things now. When you can't talk about addictions and you do not talk about mental health. There are also mental conditions. Can you mention some of the mental conditions that are also associated with these addictions, with substances? Yes? Weed. Someone? Yes? Any mental condition that you know? Yes? Sorry? Is it the mental condition you're meaning? Yeah? Sorry? Okay. Yeah. How is it associated with substances or addictions? Yeah. People that use these drugs for some time, they start now failing to sleep. Good. Someone else? Have you heard about kleptomania? Has anyone ever heard about it? That word. Kleptomania. Kleptomania. K-L-E-P-T-A-M-A-N-I. I-N. Mania. It's okay. Kleptomania. Yes? Yes, it's a conduct disorder. Yeah? You've heard about people that steal, and they steal things sometimes that they don't need. Someone steals, but before you steal, there is the urge to steal. It's like now that it's the compulsive thing. It is forcing you to do it. Then after stealing it, you get it and even throw it there. Yeah? It happens so much in schools. Like someone, before you do it, they will do all it takes to even go to the dormitory when everyone else is in class. And they will jump maybe through the window. And they will go and break someone's suitcase. And they break it and dismantle it, steal stuff from there, and they even forget and leave it on their bed and go. You've heard about, there's another one called pyromania. Yes? Pyromania you've heard about people that set schools on fire. Yes? You're like, before someone does it, they will do all it takes to set a school on fire. Yes? And there are other conditions like bipolar. You've heard about bipolar? You've never heard about bipolar? Who has ever heard about bipolar? What is bipolar? Yes? Which chemical? Okay. Mzungu too mad. much. Someone else? What do you know about bipolar? Anyone? You've never heard of it? Oh, good. Now, I can see. On my team, I have a doctor. So he will mention a few things in that direction. He will throw something in that direction. So, yeah, we come to talk about these things because these are things that are affecting us, the young generation. That thing I posted on my, I think on my WhatsApp status, it was in yesterday's New Vision. And this is what it says. 14 million Uganda. What's the population for this country? Sorry? Huh? What's the population for Uganda now? 46, someone else? Yes? 48 what? Million. Okay, someone else? Okay, apparently according to last year's census, we're looking at about 49 million. So you were close now. And according to yesterday's vision, yesterday before, the headline was 14 million Ugandans are battling with mental illness. How many? 14 million, right? Now, it is said that Uganda is the youngest country in Africa, right? Of like, I'm not meaning that Uganda was started a few ago. Like the population, more than 75% of the population of this country, it's youth, right? Okay? You mark that, right? Now, 14 million is that number we're looking at for people that are struggling with mental conditions, right? Uganda is number 2 in Africa. In Africa, Uganda is number 2 in alcohol consumption. We are clapping that we are doing good. I'm not saying that in fighting alcohol, but in alcohol consumption, right? We have seen that the population of this country is 49, right? We have seen that 14 million people are battling mental conditions, right? We have what's 75% of 49? Anyone with a calculator? 7 million? No. What is someone with a phone? 75% of about 37. 70%, 75% of 49. What's that? Okay, do this. 0.75 times 49. Hey, you're mad, big guy. 36. Okay? So we are looking at about 36 million Ugandans are the younger generation. And we're looking at all these mental cases that are coming up. And the world is very quiet about it. And we are seeming to make everything look normal, sound normal, right? And we are here to speak because this is what we're fighting. We have seen it firsthand, dreams die. Yeah? All of you guys have something you are looking up to that you wanted to become, right? You want to become. Some of you, if I may ask, what do you want to become? Sorry? An orthopedic surgeon. Give me 5. Yes. What is an orthopedic surgeon? She wants to fix. Are you dreaming meanwhile? You need to see how you'll put nails in the bones, Yes? Fashion designer, you even look well. Yes? Sorry? Psychiatrist, give me 5. This is what I posted yesterday again. This is, with all these big numbers growing, can I tell you something? Uganda as a nation, listen to this. Some of you guys want to do medicine. Let me give you a of the area you need to run to. You see, we've talked about the 14 million people that are battling with mental illness. But do you know that Uganda as a nation has less than 20 qualified psychiatrists? Can you imagine that? Can I tell you something? I on Wednesdays, I'm normally in Butarika, or the children's ward, children and adolescents ward. Can I tell you something? Butarika, which is the national referral hospital, yes, has 5 psychiatrists treating over 2,000 patients. Do you know what that means? Only 5. You see that the growing numbers of people getting mental issues, we're talking about this in line with, we're having a conversation yesterday. There's a case that has been going on of this gentleman that went to a school and cut kids. You've heard about that story? Yes. Yeah, the one in Gaba? Now listen. The person that did the assessment and the examination is a police surgeon. To confirm if this guy is mentally okay. Because of the scarcity of forensic psychiatrists, I think we should be having 1 or 2. Dr. Api, who else? Yeah. And you guys are asking, those of you who want to do medicine, these are things you need to start looking at. You can be one of the few that are going to save this country. You can develop that dream and say, come on, now that I want to do medicine, I need to go and solve some of these issues. It came from her being, said she wants to be a psychiatrist. Someone else? So in that area is wide. You can be a psychiatrist, you can be a psychiatric officer, you can be a psychiatric nurse. Very interesting field. Someone else? Did you tell me what you don't want to be anything? You don't know? Are you sure? What do you want to be? Neurosurgeon. Yes? Guys, be confident about this. This is what you want to become. You're not sure? An acting. Yes, good. Pilot! Woo! They're asking if actually. No, she wants to be a pilot. And you can be, yes. Someone else?
No, I'm not that.
It cannot happen. It can't do it. Yes, please. You're not yet sure. Yes? Not only a lawyer, corporate lawyer. You want to be a president? Why are you guys laughing? You never know. You already know. People know that you want to be the president. These are guys who will be look at them. Look at them. All these are going to be your fans. They'll be looking for your votes. They'll be saying, our man, our man. Huh? All right, good. So, now, look at all these things. And we need people that are going to go into this field and they provide solution. Right? We're praying that people will go into studying these courses that will come and solve that growing issues. This is how you find a career. You find a gap and fill it. Yeah? You can imagine a whole country having less than 20 psychiatrists. A whole of Butarika. Huh? Mulago doesn't have more than 3 psychiatrists. Yeah? So we need to be enlightened about these things and to see how we can be the change creators in this country. Yeah? Now, when it came from a point where all of us, the people that have struggled with different addictions, we had things we wanted to be. We had people that we admired to be. But along the way, things happened. I think I want to use that point. Please, Rodney, come. I want Rodney to share briefly with us part of his story. Okay? Yeah? Yeah, he mentioned about you guys who he is. Who remembers his names? There's Rodney. Don't tell me Rodney. Ronald. Moses. Joseph. Godfrey. Oh. Someone else? Oh, that's how attentive you guys are, I'm seeing how attentive you are. Anyway, yeah, he mentioned the paragraph of names, right? Yeah, but he will introduce himself. He will tell us a few things. What he struggled with. How his dreams were and what they became when he started struggling with some of these things, okay? Then, yeah, I'll be coming in.
Good afternoon once again. My name is Segar Ronald. Segar Rodney Ronald. Jagenda Joseph. It's a pleasure to be here. My first time in this type of setting. I'm glad to see you here. I've been asked to, once again, I'm 23 and I'm an Arsenal fan. I've been asked to share my story, but I don't know if you guys would like to listen to it. Where should I start really? I mean, like you, I've been in high school before. I've been in international school. I did do ACD. I did IGCSE. A brief educational background. I studied my primary at Kampala Parents School in Naguru. I was in one school for 7 years. My kindergarten was at Springdale. I was in one school for 7 years. I couldn't predict that I'll reach a point where I wouldn't be in one school for even 1 month. But after my primary school, I went to SMAC, St. Mary's College Kisui, which is an all-boys school. At this point, I was an interesting character, I'd like to say. Ideally, I was liked by my teachers. I like to believe I was liked by the students as well. So in SMAC, I was really having a good time. Now, if you can't tell by my appearance and the way I'm dressed, I'm a science student and I like sciences. Also, at a certain point in my life, I had braces for about 6 years. I had pink braces and pink glasses. So that doesn't dawn well in an all-boys school. Neither does it dawn well in a mixed school, because after SMAC, I proceeded to go to Vienna College. So I switched from the Vienna curriculum to the international curriculum. At this point, I've come from an all-boys school, given the mini description I've given you of my appearance, and I was quite short as well. So I wasn't exactly eye candy, I wasn't the most appealing individual, but it didn't bother me, because I mostly I mostly like to capitalize on case. Like I was kids who thread of being in trouble, you know, like, oh, they're beating guys there. That's where I'm going. Like so. When I joined international school, now it's mixed. Oh, at this point, I forgot to mention, at this point, I was already smoking and drinking. But like, it was more or less low-key, like, wasn't a thing that, it was polite, to say the least. And that's how these things creep in on you, like, it comes steady, it comes just as a, remember, I don't know, in primary school we studied, like, reasons guys smoke, to fit in, etc., to keep warm. Those are all excuses that we give ourselves along the way. So ideally, I got to a point where all these things were happening. Now I've joined a mixed school that's international, so it's a social shock. I'm used to waking up at what? Give or take, like 5 a.m. Now, wake up at 5:30, guys are chilling, like it's different. The meals are worth running for, you know, and now there's girls. And at this point, that's when I take off my braces. So, without blowing on trumpet, I'll be as modest as possible and say I became slightly attracted at this point. Because why else were these women now feeling the urge to speak to me? And being that I was so unfamiliar with the concept, I would what? I was blindsided most of the time, like I didn't know what was happening. Despite the fact that we'd be going for break time and like these guys, you'll see this guy is going to this corner, this guy is going to this corner, and I'm going to eat. He's like, nah, I want to eat right here. I'm like, okay, calm. But that to me, I'm like, okay, that to me was unfazing. You get, like, I was like, okay, this was happening. At this moment, meanwhile, for me to switch the curriculums, it happened at the start of the year. So I didn't get my unit results for S4. But don't worry, I didn't tank, I performed. I got 21. Yeah. And at this point now, I was doing physics, chemistry, mathematics, and ICT. So when one knew, I'm just trying to, I don't want to miss out any details, and I've been asked to share just a bit of it. But forgive me if I talk more, because it's a lengthy story. So at this point, when one knew, Vienna had a disease. Vienna had a disease of donkeys. Every 1-2 weekends, at Johnny take donkey, the principal is happy, so they're giving you guys a donkey. So no sooner I joined, than there was a donkey. Now, you're looking at an individual who was just, and at that moment I also got a growth spurt, so I'm no longer that short. I don't have braces anymore. I'm in a mixed school, but I'm looking around for one thing. I'm looking around for where the drugs are at. I'm like, bro, the truth is, I can't manage it because I have severe anxiety. So at that point, I was like, you know what, I can't manage being in the same classroom as these women. And still be sober. Because the last time I sat with a girl in the classroom was primary school, it was a punishment. In fact, in primary school, I wasn't even allowed to sit with like my fellow students. I used to sit at the back with in between the teachers because I was a menace. So from primary 3 to primary 7, I was allowed to mingle. So we go for that donkey. In fact, before that donkey, now I come from Smack with some of my friends who were like 6 in the same room. So what happens? Some of our OBs from Kampala parents are in Vienna with us. So we link. We're just a bunch of excited guys trying to see what's happening. So they try to put us on game, but once again, we come from an all-boys school, so we're a bit slow to react and understand. But very quickly, to say the least, I found what I was looking for. That drunk getting it. That guy I think I just drank. At the time, they were still selling tote bags. The Cavera liquor, and UG had just come up with UG pineapple. So that was like the one that was moving a lot in the school. But we got it for free, more or less like persuasion. Like they gave it to us to sort of like to earn clientele. So the next time we want to get lit, we go to these same guys and they're talking about this tote pack is at 10,000 Uganda shillings. And that's a shock of my life because that thing outside school, it's what, 2,000, 1,500. So that's when I decided to take matters into my own hands. I'm like, you know what, this school is in Namugongo. We have our phones, we have our laptops, etc., etc. Quickly, I get a plug. I just get a plug for liquor, get a plug for weed and pills, etc., etc. The weed, the J's, the edibles as well. I hope, by the way, the things I'm mentioning you're familiar with. Like, if you have questions, raise your hand. Like, feel free to ask about these drugs, because the drugs are advancing allegedly. So it gets to a point now where I take matters into my hands. I start getting drugs into school. Not for purposes of selling. Like, it wasn't profit based. I was getting the drugs for consumption, but in big amounts. So it got to a point where now it was more convenient to get drugs from Sega. Where did you get your illegal from Sega? Because now the school plug was still selling at his funny price. Long story short, I ended up sweeping all his clientele. Lo and behold, Sega Rodney is a new plug in the school. But at the same time, Sega Rodney is the model student. Sometimes Sega Rodney is sold for in his house. Tiger House is the one that's playing the football, he's not playing basketball, etc., etc. At the same time, Sega Rodney is not his eyes are always red, but what never caught him smoking or anything, but it was just suspicious, you know. So, as fate would have it, I celebrated my birthday in May of that year, and that day we got a weed cake. So guys get baked. Like, it was nice. By the way, don't get it twisted. All this that I'm going to share with you, it was fun. Let me tell you the truth. It was an enjoyable experience. In fact, those that say doing drugs is not cool, it was very, very cool. It was very, very cool. That's the truth. But I'm here with good news, guys. It's okay to be uncool, bro. That's the truth. So at this point, I'm now not only am I selling the drugs, but I'm also the same guy that's being found with what? With people's girlfriends. That was something that was so subtle, but it ended up propelling me in several different directions. The concept of what? Male and female relationships. So at this point, I begin to get more people hating me than those that like me. And fate would have it. This now, like I said, we had a disease of Danke. So this Danke counts, I don't know what it was for. I think it was another one of the principal is happy you guys have a Danke. And so I saw this as an opportunity. I think there was another intake. Yes, I think there was a new intake as well. So I see it as an opportunity, not to score big, but I realized that, guy, if I utilize this moment to get like a bunch of, like a lot of stash, I won't have to what? To call this guy like for what? For like a month or something. So the day I was caught in Vienna, I was caught with a bag that contained about 120 edibles, contained about 6 liters of alcohol, contained about over 20 strips of diazepam and benzos, contained many joints of marijuana, and that's pretty much it. I was called by an economics teacher called Galiwango, who had a tendency of smiling with me unnecessarily, but he would smile with me while looking in my eyes like that, and I was so paranoid at the time. And as I would find out, the more you indulge in using drugs, your tolerance builds and you get familiar. Like you become composed. They call it composure. You become able to blend without being clogged. So Gariwango catches me. Actually, he sent the order to check my room, and they found the bag. And I went to my knees. The order was called Rebel. I begged Rebel, Mr. Rebel, just, I'll give you money. He said, how much? I said, I'll give you, just ask. Tell me that amount. I think he asked for like 300K. He said, no stress. Come to me after prep, I'll give it to you. He said, you know what? He said, you're a good boy. I'll let you slide. I called it. I said, thank you, Lord. I went, I showered. I'm walking out of the dorm for supper and I get stopped by the senior man. And in his hands he has a piece of paper and a pen. He said, first, write there the contents of your bag. Coach bag, sir. I look behind, I see Rebel, the same guy that I've just struck a deal with, carrying that same bag from where I'd hidden it. And at that point, within 2 days, the first day, what happened is this guy used to write names on the contraband, like Segawaroni's weed cookies. Like, so when they called the items, there was no denying. Like, I couldn't say, no, therefore, Bernard, like, nah. So within 2 days, my mother was called to the school, and I was sent away from Vienna. I had a proper sending away actually, like, because it was crazy. The story, should I? Are we still together? Yeah, so what happens, my mother comes, and after having a whole talk with the principal, and nah, this kid has to go. So I go to the boys' dormitory. Guys are somber, guys are all like, don't worry. I was smiling. I don't know what was even funny, but I was smiling. Now, as my mother, like, basically, the girls' dormitories were sort of, like, where the car parked. The car parked in front of the girls' dormitories. So as they're carrying my stuff, I see a mob of like 20 girls coming. What are they doing? They're carrying one girl who's weeping like she has lost her husband, like a widow. And when I look keenly and I see the girl they're carrying, I dread. I say, God, are you serious? For purposes of language, we shall call her Joseph. Okay, let's call her Melissa. Melissa was in year 9, I was in year 12. Melissa and I started talking during MDD, but it was more or less, I started talking to Melissa because I saw my best friend talking to her and I said, bro, if this guy can talk to this guy, I also can. So I did it out of just deliberate, like, big-headedness, bro. Like, there was no point. But fast forward, Melissa ended up catching serious feelings for me. So Melissa now weeping. Her man was what? Leaving the school. And they had to carry her. Now they're carrying her. My mother is here. And she looks at me. And I look at her. She tells me, go and tell that to your friends. I tell this woman, I don't know who these guys are. Let's go. But as I'm entering there, what does Melissa do? She increases her volume. Now she starts wailing. Sound like her. Let me just I say that. I'm thinking that's the end of the story. Ladies and gentlemen, kids refuse to go for prep that night. They said, we want our drug dealer back. Which, by the way, made me cool, guys. I'm telling you, this is cool. Yeah. So ideally, now, here I am. I'm now home. My dad, who at the time was now a shorter man than me. Previously we were like the same height. Now, look at him, he's down there. So I wasn't scared of him throwing hands. I was scared of what happens next. Like, I'm like, bro, this guy has done much worse for much less. Like, to others, at this point, they hadn't been in these bad books. So I get home, yes, like, controller. Do you remember this one time when I cut a mohawk in like primary 4, and he slapped me, so I was worried. But this guy didn't come on smoke, he didn't come violent, he was chilling. And I'm thinking to myself, something has to be cooking. But within 2-3 days, he would get to talking. He's like, bro, you know what, time, can't look for another school. Smell beans on my face. I'm like, are you serious? Okay. I'm thinking I have to go and look in the Saint Noah direction. Like, I'm thinking I want to like a different bali kudembe. Long, by the way, I ended up somewhere there, but I'm thinking now that's where I have to look, but I guess like, nah, I'm not switching you back to the curriculum. I'm still on internal, like away. So that's when I wind up in Taiba. I go for my admission in Taiba International School. Ladies and gentlemen, one can move. Remember at this point, I'm no longer Sega already. What? With the peak braces, I'm now Sega already, the cool kid. So when I come for my admission, I go to I come to the admin block with my mom. My mom was from seeing Melissa weeping. So at this point, she now knows that her last born, her baby boy, is a guy of what? Of women. So my innocence had begun going away at that point, and she began to see. So what happens when I come to time of my admission? When the HM's office, I think I even became tacting. I became more disciplined. But at this point, when the HM is assured me, Taiba is a school of discipline. Yes, madam. We don't tolerate, yes, madam. But there's noise building up outside the admin block. So when we get out there, after my several years, madams, we get out there, and what's happening outside? Kids are what? Paragraph around the admin block. What do they want? They want to confirm if it is truly cigarette, the drug dealer, not another cigarette, but that one that has come to be admitted into their school. And that alone, I looked at my mom, and she just shook her head. She was like, bro, just don't repeat what you did. Vienna, yes, madam. Ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks later, when I say a few weeks, remember, 7 weeks. As in my uniform hadn't even been labeled. Then I was caught. I was caught very high. This that I'm about to share with you is only what I began to remember later on, but in real time, this is what I remembered. But it was a curse actually, because ideally there was a donkey. Now, guys are going for that donkey, and at this point I made up my mind not to sell drugs or anything, but like I came and the repetition was already there, so I felt the need to play the part, which once again plays into my character. There are certain things that I want you to look out from this story. Just observe the kind of person that I was. The kind of person that I want you to see was the person that was living these experiences unaware. I was unaware that I'm a people pleaser. I didn't realize that I got a boost of dopamine from people liking me or like from people rating me. But in that moment, I was just doing it. Like I didn't realize that it was something I was so deprived of previously that now it gets me going. So when guys, and also I had a very hard time, still now, but I'm learning. I had a very hard time saying no to people. Like it pushed me. So when I come and the reputation is already there, man, I felt the need to play the part. Also, girls need to be careful, because you're going to encounter men like me who have no sense of direction. The guy just simply wants to waste your time, and that's exactly what I did to these girls. Because why are you excited? Because a drug dealer has come to your school, and why are you so eager to speak to this individual? When I was seeing all these girls yearning to talk to me, I was enjoying it. It was yearning because they would even appear around the windows. Trust. It was trapping me, like, and in real time, what I said already did, he was enjoying the experience because it seems fun in the moment. Until I look back right now, I hope for the opportunity to apologize to some of these individuals because I really wasted people's time. And meanwhile, let's keep at the back of our heads that I was blessed enough to be good in school. Not just in school, like with people, but in class as well. So the subjects that I was opting for, I was excelling to a level where the teachers would question me. So I'm distracting someone that's getting 22%, but just because I want to see what it is, how much can I lie to this individual? I continue to waste their time. I digress. 6 weeks later, 7 weeks. I put pills. It was pills and liquor. So I'm thinking to myself, let's go and enjoy this thing. So I go and enjoy. So I put my pills. I'm now walking from the dormitory. And I see a clique. Oh, they see me. It was a clique of like 4 women. They see me, and they were like my friends, like Maya and Ba. They were doing the email correctly, because Skylar does both. So they see me and they move to me. Like, hey. They were also drunk. So, but they were more like polite with it. Now, so here I am. We're all excited to what to go for that night. So like, guys, let's go to the main hall. Okay, let's go to the main hall. But as we were walking there, my steps start to get shaky. And as fate would have it, there was a gentleman called Teacher Lawrence. He was a fine art teacher. Somehow the teacher always catch me. I never teach in my subjects, but Teacher Lawrence sees me. And Teacher Lawrence was those teachers who had a strange affiliation to the girls in the school. So the guy sees me from afar, and then I realize now I'm walking with Teacher Lawrence's girls. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me try and take a few steps back. But as I'm trying to evacuate from the situation, I wind up staggering. So I'm like, you know what? Let me now try and play it cool. Meanwhile, my brain is operating at the slowest pace possible. But I think I'm thinking at flash speed, like I feel ahead of everyone else, but my actions are even slower. And Teacher Lawrence notices that. So when we get to him, he was at the bottom of the stairs. When we get to him, he stops me and he tells the girls to go. Looks at me. This is what I remember. He looks at me and says, Segawa. I said, yes, sir. Do you know you're drunk? Drunk? That's when I blacked out. And then I wake up and I'm in the disciplinary office. I'm outside. My eyes are fighting to open, and when I look inside, they're pressing like three female students. The disciplinary is pressing them for where they got the drugs from. Then they mention my name. So I get up and try and defend myself. They abuse me, they tell me, "Call accident." I'm like, I can't. I black out at there. I wake up and I'm in solitary confinement. Yeah, I got expelled without being aware. You know how unfair that is. I couldn't even say I didn't do what they were accusing me of. Like, so that very night, these guys didn't waste time. They were quick, get out. So I was in this solitary confinement for about 3 days. And when I wake up, I see my mom, and she doesn't know what to say to me. So I'm like, "God, okay, now let's go and talk to my dad." So we go home, and he comes back. He does the silent treatment again, and fast forward, a few days later, let's go to Cambodia. Yeah, let me tell you, I say all this to say, you see, like, in this moment, I was just showing teeth, like I was enjoying the experience, but what I want you to see is your wasted opportunities. I just kept, and the fact that very few people get these opportunities. There are people who end up in the village just for cheating in exams, like just for failing. Something simple as that, but here I was being given the opportunity. So when I go to apply, at this point I was hot, to say the least. Like, international schools just couldn't have me there. So I went and sat home. We were waiting for the next intake. Like, I couldn't intercept a new intake. They said, "Now this member here, exams, kids are about to sit Okno, and this is the person who wants us to admit." They said, "Now." So I go and sit home. As I'm home, one moves, and one of my mom's friends, who's a headmistress at St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School in Galaba, hears that. Hears about my behaviors. Before that, I got taken to an army school in Movende. But I was there to show me that this is not what I'm supposed to do. Like, it was to prove a point. So when the headmistress hears that, like what I've been doing, she says, that's bring him. So I go there. First of all, I'm smiling because I know these guys won't manage me. I'm like, 2 weeks. You guys give me 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, I finished my S6 from there. It's not that I wasn't chased or I was good. No, complete opposite. In fact, they attempted on several different occasions to get me expelled from that school. But that headmistress was so hell-bent on having me finish from there that whatever they would tell her, she would dismiss. My son, you are smoking, you got... not my son. Let them bring him. They bring me, I deny, of course. And she's like, you see, you're lying. You go to a point where I wasn't even allowed to pee in the same toilet as my fellow students. I used to pee in the HM's home. Yeah, because allegedly, when I leave the toilet, it's smelling different. And not what you might think. It has a pleasant aroma. Yes, my buzz. Those who have smoke marijuana, it smells quite well. It has a nice scent. To me, yes, these things are cool. These things are cool. I'm catching you up to me. So I do my S6 and I perform well. In fact, I was those students that were looked at as like on blessing master, like, oh, so and so stand up, so and so stand up. You see those guys? No, they said Rodney stand up. Now there's another Rodney Meyer who even happened to be the head boy. So I'm thinking they're talking about that guy. Like, no, it's still Rodney. Rodney, stand up for what? Those are the ones who are going to bring 20 points to the school. I said, meanwhile, I'm dancing a hangover. And they say, I'm going to bring 20 points. I'm like, oh, okay, no stress. Fast forward, I didn't bring 20, but I did my level best. And I know for a fact, you never robbed me of my 20 points. I was just maximize those points. Moving on. Now, at this point, meanwhile, I had friends who were in Vienna. Like, I had friends that I had left in all these international schools. And they are doing uni. So I now began to feel something else that I want you guys to what? To pick out. What was the first thing? The first thing that was, second road was a people pleaser. I didn't realize. This is number 2. I began to feel pressure. Pressure to what? To catch up. Members, there is no one chasing you and there's nothing you're chasing. Ideally. It's all in your head, like, because we're all on different paths. But I didn't know that. I begin to feel like, these guys have left me. I have to catch up. So when results come back, I go to my parents. Guys, yeah, this is how I performed. So what are we saying for uni? I kid you not, the first thing was I was a people pleaser. Those are 3. People pleaser. Number 2 was all the opportunities that I wasted. And now number 3, being I was rushing for nothing. This is another opportunity I wasted. You would think that someone who has been menacing to my extent would be sent to a what? A vocational, like wherever, like you go and learn pottery and woodwork. My parents told me to apply to universities in the UK. Now, my siblings had studied in the UK. My older siblings, that is. And at this point, I didn't expect to also go because of my behavior. I am the only one that has behaved like the way I have in this my family. Like, guys have done 6 years in one school for high school. I did 6 schools in high school, like things like that. So when they tell me you're going to UK, I'm like, are you serious? At this point, my dreams had shifted from being an architect to wanting to be the chief judge to wanting to be a businessman. Now I want to be an engineer. Why did I want to be an engineer? Members, if you're writing, which I encourage by the way, if you're writing, I'm going to give you number 4. Why did I want to be an engineer? Because my elder brother was an engineer and I wanted to be like that guy. In fact, I wanted to be better like that guy. I wanted to be better than him so bad that it became unhealthy. Like, when he would succeed, he was in Budo, so when I went to SMAC, when Budo rejected me, because Budo is Anglican and we were very Catholic. So when they rejected me, I felt very, very bad. And when I would see him succeed, it would press me, because now it increased the pressure on me, but subconsciously. Again, most of this I'm saying was unaware. So number 4 was the fact that I was running someone else's race. Like, I abandoned my own dreams because I saw myself following someone else's footsteps. It's good 100% to have a role model, to have someone that you look at and admire, but do not dream to embody this individual, because you can't. Your story is unique in whatever way it is. Like, it's up to you to want to learn. Like, it's okay, when you make mistakes, they'll enable you to learn. But if you can, avoid these mistakes. I applied to 3 universities. I applied to the University of Leeds, the University of Nottingham, and the University of Birmingham. I get admitted in all 3. And I picked the University of Nottingham because my best friend was in Nottingham. And I was just thinking about going there to misbehave. But my brother catches word and he's like, nah, you can't go there. So you're going to go to Birmingham instead. I'm like, that's cool. So time comes, like, at this point, now, this is something that goes untalked about. My mental health was unchecked. Like, I presented certain traits that I should have noticed, or I could have noticed, but I decided not to. That I developed an obsession to be around people that praise me. Sort of, hey, Seki has come. Hey, oh man. Like, I liked when I walk into a place and that was the energy. It didn't matter if it's because of drugs. It didn't matter if it's because, this guy is known for taking guys' babes. Like, it didn't matter. For me, it was okay. Like, as long as you guys are looking at me and you're rating, that's calm. I'll be there. So it didn't matter to me. And my mother would always tell me, but you have a tendency of like following your friends, etc., etc. I'm like, nah, they're the ones following me. I didn't realize that at this point, I was really following these guys like so blindly. Like, I had lost my own self in this whole journey. Fast forward, I go to the I go to the UK, and at this point, members, this is not sex ed, but that the topic of sex in itself, girls especially, because guys, it's almost as if we know not to do this, but we still go. It's girls who should actually don't go around looking for the information, but when it comes to you, take it, like listen to it and receive it. Information about what? Information about virginity, sex, and relationships. Because if I had the opportunity to get my virginity back, I would 100% do it. Because at this point, before I go to the UK, I'm already jumping from here to there, to here, to there, to there, to there. Meanwhile, it's casual, it's normalized. Is it? Are we together, guys? I beg, are we together? Easy. So at this point here, I've conquered the Pearl of Africa. Now I'm going to represent my country. I'm going to represent my country in the United Kingdom. So what happened? I do my first year in London because I was being a part of the program. I do my first year with Kaplan International College, and then Central London. So I wasn't in the part of London with the top boy and then like that's north and east. But I was studying in Central London and I was staying in Central London. Members, the London we see in the movies, it's real, guys, and that's how it is. And that's the life that you live on a daily basis. Like, now imagine living that life. Like, and now you're quick with your words. You're already a plug, so like, you're not unfamiliar with the drugs. You watch movies for time, so you're not unfamiliar with the social setting. The only thing that shocked me was the cultural shock. The fact that we had breaks in the middle of our lectures to who wants to shoot their shot? Breaks in the middle of the class to to smoke, guys. We go out and smoke. We go out and smoke. And then we come back and attend the class. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, guys, we're allowed to smoke in the middle of class. But here, one will see Val, I'm at the right venue. So it gets to a point where, once again, now in Kaplan, my class was about what? 21 guys. Something like that. Yeah, and only 16 were on campus. And about only 12 used to attend regularly. I was amongst those 12, mostly because I liked moving around London. And also, my school was near my accommodation. So I would be there. So I was cooking class for like, there was only one guy, Indonesian, who shocked me, like he had mind-blowing intellect. So that wasn't a problem. My parents are happy. I've now found, when I was there, I got into a new relationship, yes. I abandoned these girls. I said, these ones, I left them home. Man, I usually, yeah. I said, nah, I'm not a hate, guys, I'm a hate. Yeah, so, but lo and behold, the girl I got into a relationship with was also Ugandan, guys. Let's not get carried away. Well, yeah, so, now here I am, I'm in London. I'm the only person these guys know that stays there. My parents are happy. Guys who come to see me, they have a good time. I'm happy. Who else do I need to please? Who's there need to please, guys? Who's there need to please? Pardon? You guys, lucky. You're so lucky, you know that. In that moment, I think I thought of God. I think I thought of pleasing God. I said, nah. I said, nah. What? Crazy that you guys gave that answer. If I was you, sitting in that chair, I wouldn't think of God, but that's the person that I failed to please. That's the person I neglected the most. In all this journey, nothing about Segal's conduct portrays that he's someone that is concerned about God. Yeah, this is the same Segal wrote me, yeah? Members, fun fact, I have ever preached the gospel at 9 years old, and 3 people gave their lives to Christ. But I have also ever rolled 3 joints under 60 seconds. So that's the same person, but doing 2 separate things. I have 2 separate records, 2 separate fields, like, so ideally, for you guys who don't know how to roll joints, let me tell you, rolling 3 joints in 60 seconds is hard. It's very hard, and guys rate. So, at this point, I'm wasting another girl's time. Fast forward, I excel. But when I come back, I go through a flurry of emotion. Excuse me. I go through a flurry of emotions when I come back from my first summer. Socially, I'm now a class above. Members, there is no such thing as cool kids. If they are cool kids, chill out. They're not cool kids. But at that point, I was one of the cool kids. It's an imaginary social boundary that's very easy to cross. Like, there's no criteria, but we forged it. Diaspora guys are cool kids. They're here for the summer, so we must perform at our best. And that's when guys actually go out and they pay the bill. And you're like, guys are quite crazy. So, at this point, I had a girl best friend, which is another lie. I used to tell myself, best friend, rest. But there was that. Then I had a girlfriend who, by the way, was way out of my league. So therefore, I had very few fans in that regard. In fact, my history with women was so, like, abstract. Like, no girl that my name was attached to did not surprise girls. Guys would be like, Saga, there's no way. But yes, it was very possible. Fast forward, I get to a point, guys. Am I wasting your time? Yeah. Let me go. So fast forward, my first summer here was chaotic. I won't skip the details because I've been asked to summarize. But you can slide later and then I can finish the story when we're done with this. So, any questions, by the way, will be welcome. So, my first summer is the story in itself, which has a learning point. But let's fast forward. When I come back for second year. Second year, I'm now studying in Birmingham, which the campus I was in Orlando was small. It was a smaller campus. Now here I am in Brown, and it's a big campus. Now Birmingham, I was previously where I would step out of my accommodation and see bare white people. Now Birmingham has one of the biggest black populations in the UK. And these are the blacks that you see in Topol. These are the individuals that walk around with shirts. These are individuals that are menacing. Ladies and gentlemen, I was home. I liked what I was seeing. So quickly, very quickly, I become a part of that culture. And ideally, at this point, without realizing, I lost track of the goal. I was now, at the back of my head, because things were going so well, I never contemplated failure as an option. I never thought it possible that Segurity would reach a point in life where it would be very difficult for me to what? Graduate academically. So when I go to uni, I finished that year. But I finished that year in a very, very shaky manner. But when the final exams come, at this point, I think depression had already started working on me. That's the truth. But I was just being ignorant intentionally. But I was very, very scared of failing. So what I said I already do, I decided not to attend my final exams. And it so happened that was the year that my mother came to what? To pick me first to come back home. So when she's asking to go and see my teachers, beating around so many bushes, mommy, the trains are not, because now I didn't move further from school. I was now like 30 minutes from school. So I kept giving her excuses. And I think she called her and she was like, this kid is hiding something. You know, mothers always know. So when we come back home, they keep asking for my results, which they did normally do. And I told them the results were coming, which was the case. The results were yet to come out. When the results come out, it shows that this kid has submitted all his continuous assessments, which he has passed. But in the final exams, they show you the 3 columns for the attempts that you see, A, B, and C. A, 0, B, 0, and C, 0. And they ask me why. I tell them, yeah, the truth is, I couldn't. What course was I doing? Shoot. What course was I doing? 1 attempt. Beg your pardon? I was doing a bachelor's of science in mechanical engineering. At which point I decided to do what? An integrated program with a bachelor's and a master's all together, which I did not complete. Very unfortunate. But opportunities arise, don't they? I come back home. And by the way, at this point, I begin to get homesick as well. So I have that discussion with my parents openly. I tell them, guys, I think I'm very, very sad. And I don't understand. But I still want to be here in Uganda. They argue, they say, no, you can't. No, thank you. But I want to be closer to home, guys. They're like, okay, where do we go? We slide to our neighbors in the 254. So I applied to the University of Nairobi. They agreed to do a credit transfer. Therefore, I'm just going to proceed with the program. Ladies and gentlemen, I reached Nairobi and I find that guys, kids get drunk at midday. I find that, meanwhile, at this point, you know the drugs I was using. You guys don't want to know, right? Okay. So, easy. At this point, experimentally, you name it, I had done it. But the drugs I was using regularly were alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, cocaine, crystal meth, ecstasy at times, benzos. Really, that's, yeah, that should be it. Also, nitrous. Nitrous, guys. Laughing gas is very, very interesting. It's real and it's a very good recreational drug. I'm not telling you these things that you can look for them, man. I'm telling you that when you come across them, man, you are aware. Are we together? So at this point I come back, we go to Nairobi. When I go to Nairobi, like I was saying, I find guys drinking at midday, I find guys smoking everywhere. I find chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I was home. And I was now I tell you I'm a foreigner once again. And Kenyan women, like the foreigners, oh my goodness, you speak, where are you from? I'm from Uganda, what you say? And very fast. So, not so long, not so long after that, members, I was attacked by the same demons. Members, once again, same demons of people pleasing, of pleasing myself and forgetting to please God. And depression came looking for me where I was. Now, there's substance in this depression, and there's depression because of our circumstances. Members, it's pressure for me to finish this story, but there's so much more to tell you guys. So what are we going to do? After lunch, because there's other guys to tell me, you know. Okay, before I hand over the microphone, what are the 4 points I mentioned? Pressure. And number 4? Go, guys. Don't forget to look at your creator. Alright, thank you very much for your audience. If you wish, do like this. Thank you.
Wow. Let's clap for Rodney again. I'm so proud of you, Rodney. I know you guys have questions, yeah? But you also want to do it. Let's do this, eh? Let's do this. We're going to be here after lunch, yeah? Yeah, then we'll see how we'll, get to enjoy this. Now, I want to pick just a few things from his sharing, yeah? Do you realize that every person here is a candidate of what happened in Rodney's life? Do you realize that it is not the unfortunate ones that end up in rehab? Do you realize that Rodney had dreams and things he wanted to do like each one of you? Do you realize that Rodney was so much loved by his family? Did you see that? Yeah? Did you see what drugs and alcohol do? These are guys that are supposed to be changing this world. These are guys, when you look at what, like these guys of Microsoft, yes? Yes? You've seen, who is the top guy? Yeah? You've heard about guys like Elon Musk. Those are very brilliant people, right? And these are guys, for me this is what hurts me the most. But it is also what pushes me to do what I'm doing every day. The other day, when I was talking to the principal, and he mentioned something that he read somewhere, when I said that some of the best brains in this country are rotting in places like Bandali Rise in Kololo, in Baz in Kololo. Yes, we are burying young people. Listen to this. You heard of a girl who died in a bar recently? Yeah? Yes. Now, these things are happening. It's not rocket science. It was sometime last year. Yeah? And what is happening? It's these drugs. Guys, drugs are dream killers. Drugs kill life. I mentioned this in a school where I was. I think, when I was in Deji. Listen, guys. From the time I started Aruka in 2016. From 2016 to date, we have buried 29. Okay, let me break it down. Let me see the guys that went to Aruka last time. Did you see the guys that we found there? Did you see how they looked friendly? Did you see how they had dreams? You see, they were nice people. They were nice to you guys, right? Now, those are the caliber. When I talk of 29, that's the age bracket. That's the quality of people we are burying today because of drugs and alcohol. These are guys like Rodney that got opportunities. How many of you wouldn't want to go to London to study? Rodney. Yeah, even I still want at my age. Even me, if you told me to go, but this, you see what these things do. They shatter all the things. Apart from the grace of God, you lose everything. He has mentioned how many of us are people pleasers. This cuts across. We do things because we want to be noticed. He mentioned about dopamine. Our levels of dopamine, that reward, the enzyme that is responsible for reward. Yeah? You see when you take water, how you feel good? You see when someone appreciates you for what you have done? Now what these drugs actually, now the dopamine that he was high on was for people to appreciate, to notice and appreciate him. Yeah? Our time is fast spent. It's already lunch time. Sorry? Some more 15 minutes. Oh, cool. Yeah, so you can tell the hunger to relax. You're not hungry. Oh, so we can start afresh. Someone is hungry. Someone is like, Yeah, so this is the thing. We come to speak to you, not because, we are so proud of things like what you did. Look at this. You have an opportunity to go to SMART. Yeah? You have an opportunity to go to Vienna, to Cambodia, to Taiba. Okay, you have an opportunity to come to Shoma. Hallelujah. You guys are not proud of Shoma. Do you know how many people out there are going to come to Shoma? Who's not proud of being here? You're not proud of being here. Huh? Say? I talk to your parents, they take you tomorrow. Now let's listen to this. All of you, if you're not careful, are candidates of what Rodin went through. I said this last time when I was here, and I will say it again. No single person was born as an addict. Every addict started with that first test. And then it grew into so many other things. I mentioned this are 29 young people that we have buried in the last 10 years. These are the ones that I've treated myself, the ones that have come to Aruka. And they have left Aruka and they have died. But I want to tell you something. Some of these guys, there's one of them that was the best student in the country in O&L. Not because he was studying from SMAC or from not guys, of course it's a guy. Not Nangongo. Yes? The guy was in a school in the Kabari. He gets high school for O level. And he was the best student in the whole country. That's being bright, right? He told his parents that he wanted to go to SMAC. They allowed. He went to SMAC. He got 25 points back in the day. And he was still the best student in the country. He did electrical engineering. His first time to have the first drink was when he had finished his first class degree in electrical engineering. He went to celebrate with his friends. And that's the day he took his first drink. The rest is history. A few years ago, when they brought him to Aruka, he had been drinking and he fell, yeah, and hit his head on the ground. He broke his head. They brought him to Aruka. Our program runs for 12 months. He was like, me, I can't be here for 12 months. Do you know who I am? It's like, up to now, you ask Google, they will tell you who I am. That's the kind of pride. Let me tell you. He pushed so hard that the parents were like the mother. Meanwhile, the person I'm talking about, the father died when they were young. And it's the mother that was fighting to make him a better person. The mother had 3 boys. Their young brother had died in 2012 because of alcohol. So he was remaining with 2 boys. Him and his brother who was staying in Germany. So he's the one who is closer to the mother. He was doing well. He had apartments in Chira and built. Now, after that incident, they bring him to rehab. We worked with him for some time, then he goes back. And he was assuring everyone how he was fine. In about 2 weeks, someone called me from Butterfly. I went and found him in Butterfly. He was shocked. He was like the least person I expected to see come to visit me was you. Because I gave you hard time. And I almost messed up the whole program. But you have allowed to come and see me. Now, I bought some books for him. I took them, gave them to him. We sat, prayed together, and he apologized. And he's like, I'm realizing that I am running faster than my life. And I remember he told me, he was like, you know what? You're doing an incredible job. I wish the world could know. I'm like, okay. He's like, pray for me, by God. There's a deal I'm waiting on. If it goes through, I want to make a contribution. That's the time I was building Aruka here. We prayed, and it was covered. In a few days, even when he was being treated in Aruka, his deal went through. And he called me. He gave me 12 million as a contribution on building Aruka. Now listen to this. When he went back, now, he was staying in his apartments. So, he was married. The wife had left at 33. The wife had left. He was staying alone. So, he had a fridge. His fridge had like a whole, like for him it was pork and his liquor. He had a whole side like sauce of a pig. So he goes, he gets his knife, he chops, he cooks. He used to work from home. He was that bright. When he was again in his kitchen, drinking, because of the drinking, he started developing seizures. Alcohol affects the nervous system. Yeah? He would be there and he starts convulsing. So he gets these fits when he's alone in his house. In that process, he falls for the second time. Like that island in the kitchen where you have, it's a counter, and then you have a stool, these long stools. He's on his computer, working. His glass is there, that had his, whatever he was mixing. He fell from up, second time, hit his head on the ground. The askari was at the gate, and he had like something falling, but he didn't mind. He didn't see anything. Maybe it was like, maybe it is something with the neighborhood. A few moments later, he saw blood flowing out of the house. And immediately he came. They broke and called people. They broke the door, put him in the car. By the time they moved to Chira Medical Center, they passed. At the age of 33. And for me, guys, this is what makes me restless. This is why I cannot sit when young people, when young brains are dying. Unfortunately, people are dying because of their naivety. I'll give you an example. The kind of, back in the day, when we were drinking, guys, you would take warrant, like, how many of us are that? Just test it. Warrant. Feel free. No one is judging you if you've ever tested. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just make it straight. We are not using that to judge you which we are drunkards. No. Okay. How many of us have ever tried smoking? Whether you found it, whether it is banana leaves, whether it is papers, whether, if you ever smoked, okay. If you ever, I'm not saying how many of you have ever smoked fish, no. Not that one. How many of us? Yes. Now, also I want to say this. It's not true that everyone who has ever smoked, who has ever tasted, becomes an addict. No. That's not true. But that first one, leading to the second one, to the third one, in the afternoon, after our lunch, we're going to look at a few other things like anxiety, like stress, and how some of these things are also interlinked with what we're talking about. Yeah? Now, hearing all these things, we realize that all of us could be candidates to this. Yeah? Did Rodney have praying parents? Yes. Did his parents love him? Yes. Did he have opportunities? Yes. Do you know what it means, guys, going to study from London? Okay. Listen to this. You note that you are, okay, not to say that some courses are bad. Eh? Not that you're doing art in arts. You're doing, let me tell you, for those who don't know, the hardest course at campus is mechanical engineering. The mathematics that is in mechanical engineering is totally different from the normal math. Do you get a point? Now, for someone to do it, not doing it from, I want to mention the name of a university here, but in the UK. And then addiction grabs you from there and brings you back. Let me tell you, about 5 months ago, when I met Rodney, he wasn't the Rodney you're looking at. The auntie who connected me with him, we met, and I was like, okay, God, I know you have brought people that I have talked to, but this is different. But when I hear Rodney sharing this, for me this is satisfying. And this shows the redemption. That he mentioned that when he was concluding part of his sharing. How the number one we forget is the most important, which is God. Instead of pleasing people, instead of making fun wherever you are. Some of these guys actually that are struggling with these things, they are stealing, they are killing people, they are doing all those things to please other people. And we are meant to please only who? Father, we want to thank you for this time. Thank you for everyone that is here. Even as we move to have lunch, we ask you that you be with us. Help us to be quick, that we'll come back and do the next session for the glory of your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. I think we'll be back here shortly. You can have your lunch and